Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Captain America issue 14. And this was another good issue. We get Steve going along the trail of the Watchdogs and trying to kind of figure out what their kind of plans are. We open up the issue with this woman strolling into this bar as Steve is kind of contemplating kind of how men feel in a world like this, how the watchdogs are kind of like the doomsday preppers kind of thing, what they're even kind of preparing for, even they don't really know. But we see that the woman had put in a device that was kind of similar to like a kind of echo, just kind of like a sound thing that just went boo off like that and kind of knocked everybody else out or kind of discombobulated them, but didn't really affect her as she proceeds to whoop all kinds of ass throughout, which is actually pretty good. And then, of course, Steve and White Tiger come in saying, pretty much getting me like, all right, where do we need to go? They take one of them into the bathroom, and as Tony and Sharon are running ops on this, they're able to get in. This is where they find the watchdogs, and Steve, of course, contemplates on what they are, of like those kind of jocks that never really got on from high school and thought that like beating on people is just kind of what men do. I'm like, okay, that pretty much works. And we see him and White Tiger and Echo just kicking kinds of ass as they're going through, but they're getting intel that the people that they've been tracking, well, as they get deeper, they're having a hard time because of the cloak. So they get through and they see that the watchdogs are working with AIM, and the AIM are just kind of like the nerdy equivalent to the watchdogs. They've got the brains to do the stuff and want the watchdogs to pretty much be the muscle and beat up on the people as well. And they're able to get the AIM guys to drop the cloak. They get a bead on the people that they're looking after, and first they think that they're being executed, but as they get down further, they see that they're being trafficked to somewhere through a portal. That's why their life signatures are disappearing so fast. But as they're trying to get through and kind of like stop what's going on, we see that Sin pops up and starts fighting White Tiger and is able to kind of beat her down for a little bit before Steve comes into the fray, and she jumps and is like, hey, wait, we got plans for you kind of thing, as she goes through the portal and it gets shut off. And Steve's like, damn it, we didn't do too well. But White Tiger's like, no, we did, as we still saved some people and everything. So the end of the issue kind of deals with what they've kind of learned from what happened, and they're like, okay, they were trafficking these people somewhere. We got to figure out where. We end with a conversation pretty much going on between Sharon and Peggy, where Peggy's like, hey, I led him to the water. We'll have to see how it goes. And we see that like Nick Fury Jr. goes to the bar and sees the spray painted shield of Captain America there as kind of a sign. It's like, okay, we'll have to see how Fury kind of deals with what's going on, because even Steve doesn't have the whole picture and Nick doesn't have the whole picture, so he's going to be kind of a wild card. This seems like a thing that the Daughters of Liberty have more of, like, they're the counterweight to the Power Elite at the moment. Now, granted, they don't know as much about the Power Elite. Well, we don't know how much they know about the Power Elite at this moment, so we don't know exactly how the balance is in their favor or not. But they were able to get a bead on where these people are being trafficked to Madripoor, and that's like one of the big city states. It's kind of weird. It's like a country, but it's also a big kind of city place, and it's like, okay, that is a bad place to have people trafficked, and you'd have to pretty much initiate a war to go on in there. And Cap actually did that at one point, so it'll be interesting to see how they kind of go through with that and what's going to happen as they try and deal with what the Power Elite are doing with Madripoor and using all these various different groups. So I still like that it's going at a nice pace. It really hasn't burnt me out on its slow burn approach. We get information and a nice quote. We get a good balance of action and nice kind of artwork to kind of complement that action. And it's going to be really interesting when we get to the point where Steve gets more information about what's really going on and how that's going to affect his relationship with the Daughters of Liberty and like Fury, and how he's going to tackle the Power Elite, because we see that Sin is involved, so is Crossbones. Nice classic Cat villains, so it's going to be interesting to see how they mix up in there as well. So I'm just really trudging along with this arc, and I've really been enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.